King Charles and Prince William's relationship is stronger than ever.
William is the direct heir to the throne. William's firstborn son, Prince George, is...
King Charles and Prince William's relationship is stronger than ever. William is the direct heir to the throne. William's firstborn son, Prince George, is second in line. Conservationist father and future king, Prince William is Britain's most popular royal after his grandmother, the Queen. For years, King Charles stood steady through scandals, criticism, and the constant weight of royal expectations. But now, something feels different, not because of what's been said, but because of what's happening. A recent statement from Prince William and Kate Middleton has stirred more than just public interest. Catherine Middleton, Princess of Wales, has been open about the importance of family in her life. It's not the words that caught attention, but the effect. A shift. One that has left even the king unsettled. Is Charles still in command, or just holding the throne for someone else? Has the transition already begun quietly behind closed doors? Tensions are rising, and with them, the monarchy stands at a crossroads, the kind that could change everything. When distance speaks louder than words, King Charles has always been the picture of calm control, emotions carefully kept behind a CI. Lifetime of royal training. But lately, those watching closely have started to notice something off. It isn't in what he says. It's in what he doesn't. A certain pause, a hesitation, a look that lingers too long or not long enough. And at the center of it all, Kate Middleton. The change wasn't triggered by one dramatic moment. It crept in slowly. A series of small, quiet signs, things that might have gone unnoticed if they weren't so carefully placed. At the Commonwealth Day service, everything was as formal as ever. The Commonwealth has been celebrated by the royal family as a powerful influence for good in the world, during a service featuring a congregation drawn from a cross. Every move rehearsed, every second accounted for. When Charles greeted Prince William, there was warmth, rare but real, a clear moment of affection. Then came Kate. No hug, no hand on the arm, just a brief smile, polite, distant, practiced. For someone else, it might have been nothing. But this was Kate, the Princess of Wales, the woman many already see as their future queen. That coldness, however subtle, didn't go unnoticed. It couldn't. And then came the silence that said more than any statement. On International Women's Day, the royal family paid tribute to the strong women of the monarchy: Queen Elizabeth, Queen Camilla, Princess Grace, and the Duchess of Edinburgh. Members of the royal family are paying tribute to Queen Elizabeth on International Women's Day. Names carefully chosen, a legacy on display. But Kate's name, nowhere to be seen. The reaction was instant. "Where is Kate?" one user asked. "The Princess of Wales doesn't exist anymore," another wrote. The omission wasn't just odd, it was loud. Kate, one of the most visible royal women in recent memory, had simply vanished from the picture. And like always, the palace stayed silent. But silence has a way of growing louder when no one answers it. When no clear answers come, questions begin to multiply. Was it a simple mistake, a name left out by accident, or was it deliberate, a silent message sent out in full view, meant for those who know how to read between the lines? Ever since stepping into her role as Princess of Wales, Kate had become more than just Prince William's partner. She was steady, composed, a symbol of quiet strength. Someone people didn't just admire, they trusted. And in the world of royalty, trust can be dangerous, because power in the monarchy doesn't rely on crowns or titles alone. It lives in how the public sees you. And no matter how much time passed, Camilla never quite earned that trust. Diana's memory still lingered, her story too unforgettable, her presence too powerful. Princess Diana will always be remembered as a groundbreaking force for change. The late royal broke down barriers by embracing her soft side. Then came Kate. With grace and ease, she filled a role that once belonged to Diana, not as a copy, but as a calm echo, someone the people could believe in again. The comparisons weren't forced, they came naturally. And slowly, a quiet thought began to form in the minds of many. Was Kate living the future Diana was meant to have? In recent months, something became clearer. Polls showed it. Headlines hinted at it. Public opinion leaned into it. William and Kate weren't just popular, they were preferred. They stood for a monarchy that felt modern, human, connected. Charles and Camilla, meanwhile, represented something more distant, a past trying to stay relevant. And that imbalance wasn't just uncomfortable, it was risky, because the monarchy has always survived on precision, on everyone knowing where they stand and staying there. But what happens when one figure becomes bigger than the institution itself? Then came the news that stopped everything: Kate's cancer diagnosis. Princess of Wales releasing a video a short time ago, sharing she is being treated for cancer, a deeply personal battle made public in the most vulnerable way. King Charles, also facing his own cancer treatment, was quick to speak with warmth, calling her his beloved daughter-in-law, a gesture of unity on the surface. And Kate, in return, expressed support for him too. It was meant to bring people together, to show solidarity. But the reaction told a different story. People didn't divide their sympathy. They focused it, all of it, on Kate. Their concern, their prayers, their loyalty, it all went to her. In that moment, she wasn't just part of the royal family. She was the royal family. And if there's one truth that history repeats, it's this: the monarchy cannot afford more than one center of gravity. Maybe none of it means anything. Maybe the cool greetings, the quiet omissions, the subtle distance are all just fragments of a larger, unrelated picture. Or maybe, just maybe, they're signs of something simmering beneath the surface. Because in the royal world, what's not said often matters more than what is. This part ramps up the quiet conflict and turns it into something deeply personal: subtle power plays, unspoken statements, and buried royal tensions rising to the surface. Here's your Part 3 rewritten, continuing seamlessly with the same tone, same storytelling rhythm, and language style. The message behind the silence: in the royal family, accidents are rare. Almost nothing. No glance, no silence, no absence happens without purpose. Every gesture holds weight. Every word is measured, and when no words are spoken, that too often means something. So when Kate and William stepped forward, it wasn't routine. It was deliberate. It was quiet, but clear. A sign that things had shifted. That Kate wasn't just part of the royal story. She was becoming a defining part of it. It was also a reminder. Queen Elizabeth had once shown the same quiet approval, a moment few had forgotten, when she signaled that Kate was more than just William's wife. Queen Elizabeth and Kate Middleton had a very special relationship, and the two clearly enjoyed spending time in each other's company. She was central to the future of the monarchy. Charles had kept his composure back then. He hadn't pushed back. But those who knew him, really knew him, saw the tension in his jaw, the stiffness in his posture. This wasn't the smooth handover he had imagined, and now, months later, it was clearer than ever. William and Kate weren't just continuing the tradition, they were choosing their own direction, especially when it came to their son, Prince George. And the truth was, Charles couldn't stop it. Not by title, not by power, not anymore. It didn't come all at once. Like most royal confrontations, this one had been building slowly, quietly, over time. The public moments told only part of the story. The rest was in the spaces between. And now there they were, William and Kate, standing before the cameras, their faces serious, their words carefully chosen. This wasn't just another event on the royal calendar. It wasn't routine. It was intentional. The chill between Charles and Kate had been noticed, not just by the public, but by William. It had been small things, easily missed. A cold greeting, a tribute left incomplete, a glance that didn't linger long enough. But in the royal world, it's the smallest moments that mean the most. And then came that day. Another official gathering. Charles moved through the room as expected. He greeted guests, shook hands, spoke kindly. But when he reached Kate, he barely acknowledged her. And something shifted. William noticed. He didn't say much. He didn't need to. Just a glance toward his wife, a hand resting lightly on hers, a moment of quiet solidarity. He had seen it, and this time he wasn't letting it pass. There were no raised voices, no scenes. That's not how the royals do things. But behind closed doors, words were exchanged, just a few, sharp enough to leave a mark. Charles brushed it off at first, as he always had, cold, detached, distant. But this time, it wouldn't disappear so easily, because William and Kate weren't just defending their place, they were defining it. And then came the announcement. Short, controlled, but enough to send a ripple through every hall of Buckingham Palace. Those closest to the crown knew exactly what had happened. William and Kate weren't just showing loyalty to the monarchy. They were making it clear that they would shape it their way. No waiting, no stepping back. And for Charles, the irony was bitter. He had spent decades waiting in the wings, watching as his mother held on to power, always one step behind the throne. And now, somehow, history was repeating itself, not because someone wasn't letting go of power, but because someone else had already picked it up. The will that changed everything. But there was something else, something older, something that had never quite settled since the day the Queen's will was read. That day had already felt strange. The family gathered at Buckingham Palace, tense, uncertain. But instead of Charles, it was Prince Andrew who stepped forward to read their mother's final words, a surprise to say the least. Charles didn't protest. He didn't flinch, but his hands tightened. His face stayed still, almost too still. And then came the unexpected. Certain titles, properties, things everyone assumed would go to Charles, didn't. Sandringham to Princess Anne, Balmoral to be shared across the family. And in a move no one had predicted, a personal gift. The Vladimir tiara, a historic symbol of royal elegance, passed not to Camilla, but directly to Kate. Not spoken, not explained, but deeply felt. Kate would inherit many of Queen Elizabeth's personal jewelry pieces. Prior to her death, Elizabeth lent or gifted jewelry to Kate often. And just like that, it became clear. The old queen had left behind more than memories. She had left signs. Charles had always known his reign would be different. Quieter, shorter, not defined by longevity like his mother's, but perhaps by transition, a bridge between what was and what was next. But standing there, watching his son and daughter-in-law step forward, not just in duty, but in intention, something inside him shifted. This wasn't just William, the loyal son. This was the heir apparent, speaking with quiet authority. And this wasn't just Kate, the supportive wife. This was the woman the public had grown to trust, the one they looked at and saw not just royalty, but reliability. He was next. The child the world watched grow, the boy who had already stood beside his grandfather at the coronation, his posture measured, his eyes steady. To many, it was a proud moment, but to some, it was something else, a haunting echo of the past. They remembered another boy, once placed in the public eye far too young, a boy who had walked behind his mother's coffin before he could even make sense of loss. That boy had been William, and now he saw the signs returning, the same weight being handed to his son, and he wasn't going to let it happen again. The statement from William and Kate wasn't long. It didn't need to be, but it said everything. They were drawing a line, not out of rebellion, but out of protection. Not for themselves, but for George. They had seen what royal life could take, how it demanded more than it ever gave, how it turned moments of childhood into performances and replaced innocence with protocol. They had lived it. They had survived it. And now, as parents, they were ready to say no. No to outdated molds. No to the quiet obedience that had once defined royal heirs. No to the idea that their son's future had already been written for him. It wasn't defiance. It was a shift, a promise that George's path would be shaped with care. Not tradition for tradition's sake, but choice, thought, intention. And maybe that's where the unease had started, not with any one moment, but with the realization that Kate and William weren't just fulfilling roles. They were reshaping them. The public had always believed they knew the order of things, that George's fate was inevitable, a straight line from father to son, from palace to throne. Prince William and Prince George, on the other hand, are directly in line for the crown, with such a significant position in the line of succession. But this was something else. It was a pause in the royal rhythm, a break in the echo, a decision to stop history from repeating, not in scandal or in secrecy, but in silence, in protection. And for Charles, it was a reminder that legacy isn't about who wears the crown, but who guides it. William and Kate had stepped forward, not just as royals, but as parents, as leaders. And in doing so, they had quietly shaken the very foundation of the monarchy, not with rebellion, not with drama, but with clarity. And in that moment, both the king and the crown trembled. King Charles had waited a lifetime for the crown. Every day of his childhood had been shaped by its promise or its burden, but no amount of waiting could have prepared him for what it felt like to wear it while watching it slip. The world had seen him ascend the throne with ceremony and grace. But behind palace walls, a quiet storm was gathering, not from rivals or politics, but from within, from his own son and daughter-in-law. Prince William and Kate Middleton had always played their part with dignity, with calm, with control, until now. Their final words in that private conversation weren't loud, but they landed like thunder. It's over. Not the monarchy, not the family, but the old way of doing things. They were done playing along with royal expectation at the cost of their own family, especially when it came to their son, Prince George. The boy would no longer be shuffled into view for photo ops, no longer expected to carry tradition without choice. If Charles wanted him involved, he would have to ask, not order. And for the first time in his reign, the king was told no. Charles didn't object, at least not out loud. But those who knew him saw it in the way his jaw tensed, his fingers pressing into the armrest of his chair. This wasn't just about a child, it was about control, and he was losing it. For decades, Charles had fought quietly to claim the throne that always felt just out of reach. He had been the waiting king, the dutiful heir overshadowed by a queen, whose reign defined an era. Now that he was finally here, his authority was being questioned, not by critics or the public, but by the future. William wasn't rebelling. He was redefining. And Kate, she was holding the line with him, steady, unwavering, and resolute. Their message was not just about parenting, it was a signal to the institution. This ends with us. The monarchy, they believed, had to change if it was going to survive. And it wouldn't be tradition that carried them forward. It would be intention. The irony wasn't lost on Charles. He had spent years feeling sidelined by his mother. Now, as king, it was happening again. Not by force, but by quiet, unshakable determination from his own blood. Prince Charles may very well have had a complicated relationship with his parents, especially his father. This wasn't a coup. It was something more unsettling, evolution. And he could either adapt or be left behind. Kate Middleton's absence from public life had already sent ripples through the monarchy. Her announcement, raw, vulnerable, honest, had drawn an outpouring of sympathy from across the world. But it also shifted the spotlight. Where once the crown dictated presence, now Kate chose absence. Where once the king set the tone, William and Kate had begun to set their own. The monarchy was fragile. Both the king and the future queen consort were battling illness. But it was clear William was not waiting to inherit leadership. He was already stepping into it. That's what made their stance on Prince George even more significant. It wasn't just about protecting their child. It was about reshaping the institution around him. And for some inside the palace, that was unsettling. Behind closed doors, royal advisors debated the implications. Was this the modern approach the monarchy needed to stay relevant? Or was it a dangerous fracture that could erode the structure that had stood for centuries? Charles had once dreamed of reshaping the monarchy in his own image. But that dream was being rewritten, and not by him. He could feel it, even if he wouldn't say it. The coldness with Kate, the subtle distance from William, it wasn't just personal, it was political. There had been a time when Charles might have pushed back, drawn lines and forced rank, but not anymore. Public opinion wasn't on his side. Contributions, the collaborative effort with King Charles and Prince Harry, suggests a unified approach to addressing key issues and presenting a cohesive message to the public. Camilla's engagement in public life has been marked by her commitment to various causes and her supportive role within the royal family. Her involvement in this announcement may also indicate a strategic move to project a unified image of the monarchy and address specific public concerns. Understanding her contribution will provide insights into the evolving dynamics within the royal family and her increasing role in shaping its future. The announcement may also signal a more prominent role for Camilla in future royal activities and initiatives. Her growing influence suggests that she will play a key role in the monarchy's evolving strategy and public engagement efforts. This shift could enhance her visibility and impact within the royal family and the broader public sphere. Implications for the royal family. The implications of this announcement for the royal family are significant. The joint nature of the declaration suggests a strategic move to present a unified front and address key issues. This could have far-reaching effects on the monarchy's public image, internal dynamics, and future engagements. The announcement may signal a shift in how the royal family approaches various challenges and opportunities. It could influence their public relations strategy, charitable activities, and engagement with current societal issues. The unified message from Harry, Charles, and Camilla suggests a concerted effort to address specific concerns and present a cohesive vision for the future. Understanding the implications of this announcement will require analyzing its impact on the royal family's operations and public perception. The potential effects on their charitable work, media interactions, and overall public image will be closely watched. The announcement could also pave the way for future initiatives or changes in royal protocol, shaping how the monarchy adapts to contemporary expectations. The strategic presentation of the announcement highlights the royal family's commitment to addressing key issues and maintaining public support. The potential impact on their future engagements and public relations efforts will be crucial in determining how the monarchy evolves and adapts to changing circumstances. Public reaction. The public's reaction to the announcement has been diverse. I don't know. I don't know the reason, but I'm sure they have their reasons. But I think it's a bit strange. While many are excited about the new developments and eagerly awaiting more details, others are skeptical and concerned about the potential implications. Social media platforms have been abuzz with speculation, and news outlets are providing continuous coverage. The varied responses reflect the ongoing fascination with the royal family and the significance of this announcement. The public's reaction highlights the complex relationship between the monarchy and the public. Enthusiastic responses indicate a high level of interest and engagement, while skepticism reveals concerns about the potential impact. Social media has amplified these reactions, providing a platform for individuals to share their opinions and discuss the announcement's significance. Monitoring public reactions will offer insights into how the announcement is perceived by different segments of society. The diverse range of opinions reflects the complexity of the royal family's relationship with the public and the varying expectations people have for the monarchy. Analyzing these responses will help understand the broader impact of the announcement and its potential influence on public attitudes. The public's engagement with the announcement also underscores the significance of royal news in shaping societal conversations and trends. The varying reactions demonstrate the ongoing interest in the monarchy and the impact of their decisions on public perception. Media coverage of the announcement has been extensive and varied. News channels, online platforms, and print media are all vying to provide the latest updates and analyses. The announcement has become a major news story, and the media's role in shaping public perception is crucial. The media's portrayal of the announcement will influence how it is received and understood by the public. News outlets are likely to focus on different aspects of the announcement, including its significance, potential implications, and reactions from key figures. Comprehensive media coverage will provide a fuller picture of the announcement's impact and its significance within the broader context of royal news. The ongoing coverage will include expert opinions, historical context, and analyses of the potential effects on the royal family and the public. Media reports will help shape the narrative surrounding the announcement and contribute to the public's understanding of its importance. Tracking media coverage will offer insights into how the announcement is being interpreted and discussed across different platforms. Future prospects. The prospects of the royal family following this announcement are intriguing. The declaration sets the stage for potential changes, reforms, or new initiatives. Observing how the royal family navigates the aftermath of the announcement will provide valuable insights into their evolving role and approach. The announcement may lead to new developments in the monarchy's operations, public engagements, and strategic priorities. The royal family's response to any resulting challenges and their approach to future initiatives will shape their trajectory and influence how they are perceived. Understanding these prospects will offer a comprehensive view of the announcement's significance and its role in shaping the monarchy's evolution. The potential impact on public perception, internal dynamics, and future engagements will be important to watch. The royal family's strategy for moving forward and addressing any resulting issues will play a crucial role in determining how they adapt and evolve in the coming years. Expert opinions, experts, and royal commentators have been weighing in on the announcement, offering their insights and analyses to discuss what's next for the royal family. And we're also going to be bringing in some of your comments on the 5 phone tonight. We've got the American royal commentator Kinsey Schofield and British royal commentator Afghan. Their perspectives provide a deeper understanding of the potential implications and the strategic considerations behind the declaration. Listening to these experts can offer additional context and help make sense of the announcement's broader significance. Experts often bring valuable insights into the motivations behind royal decisions and their potential impact. Their analysis can help clarify the strategic elements of the announcement and its significance within the broader context of the monarchy's evolution. Understanding expert opinions will provide a more comprehensive view of the announcement and its potential implications. These expert insights often include analyses of the strategic motivations behind the announcement, its potential impact on the royal family's public image, and its significance in the broader context of royal history. Experts may also offer predictions about future developments and how the royal family might address any resulting challenges. Public figures weigh in addition to experts. Various public figures have shared their reactions to the announcement. Their comments reflect a range of opinions and highlight the diverse ways in which this news is being received. The involvement of well-known personalities adds another layer of interest and engagement to the story. Public figures often bring different perspectives and interpretations to the news, contributing to a richer discussion about its significance. Their reactions can influence public opinion and add to the overall narrative surrounding the announcement. Analyzing these responses will provide additional insights into how the announcement is being perceived by different segments of society. The involvement of public figures can also amplify the announcement's impact, as their reactions and comments often reach a wide audience. Understanding their perspectives will provide a more nuanced view of the announcement's significance and its reception across various sectors of society. The royal family's strategy. Understanding the royal family's strategy behind the announcement is key to grasping its full impact. The decision to make a joint declaration suggests a deliberate approach to addressing specific issues and communicating a unified message. Analyzing the strategy can provide insights into the family's long-term goals and how they plan to navigate upcoming challenges. The strategic elements of the announcement may include efforts to enhance public perception, address internal issues, or respond to external pressures. Understanding these strategic considerations can shed light on the motivations behind the announcement and its intended effects. The royal family's strategy will likely influence their future actions and decisions, shaping how they address key issues and engage with the public. The royal family's strategy may also include efforts to project a unified image and address specific public concerns. By presenting a coordinated message, they aim to manage public perception and address any challenges effectively. Analyzing this strategy will provide insights into their approach to modernizing the monarchy and navigating contemporary issues. Cultural impact. They're one of the most famous, wealthy, and controversial families in the world. And in a time of growing inequality, the cultural impact of this announcement is also significant. The royal family plays a prominent role in British culture, and any major development involving them can have wide-reaching effects. The announcement's influence on cultural norms, public attitudes, and societal trends will be an area to watch as the story unfolds. The cultural significance of the announcement extends beyond the immediate news cycle and can shape how the monarchy is perceived and engaged in the long term. Observing the cultural impact can provide insights into the broader implications of the announcement for society as a whole. The royal family's actions and decisions often resonate with cultural values and norms, influencing public perceptions and societal trends. The announcement may also contribute to shifts in cultural attitudes toward the monarchy and its role in contemporary society. Understanding these cultural impacts will offer a broader view of the announcement's significance and its influence on societal values and norms. Comparisons to previous announcements. Comparing this announcement to previous royal declarations can offer a valuable perspective. Historical parallels can help contextualize the current situation and highlight differences or similarities with past events. This comparative analysis can enrich our understanding of the announcement's significance and its place within the broader narrative of the monarchy. Past royal announcements have included changes in royal duties, public statements, and responses to societal changes. By examining these historical parallels, we can better appreciate the unique aspects of the current declaration and its potential impact on the monarchy's evolution. Understanding these comparisons will provide a more comprehensive view of the announcement's significance within the broader context of royal history. Comparing the current announcement to past events can also highlight how the monarchy has evolved and adapted over time.